the squad?
Yeah, he in the squad.
We got 5.
I mean,
All right.
we
All
can't
right.
fuss everybody.
Let me get into my natural mindset.
Corey, you can't give my man any space, dude. Like, give me some space, bro.
I'm
Velcro
fine,
tight. Hold up.
I'll
I
come
gotta
over here.
Your
focus on
man like 300 pounds.
fun. I got my
He's
mind right.
275. Thank you very much.
Get my mind right. I'm ready. All right. Let's go.
Jay, like, I like the lime green shoes, bro.
Those Kobe's.
Yeah,
Pass the ball, Kobe.
Kobe 80s. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Hey, we
That's
about
a
to
good
start
look.
this thing off. Time zone.
Let's go.
Pass the ball, Kobe.
We got a 5. Hey,
We got a
5.
5, and we about to talk some basketball.
And we about to get real live.
All right, so who's
LeBron to the Lakers. What?
Hey,
we gotta get yays and nays? How many yays and nays do we have before we even get into it?
I would say nay.
Oh man, so somebody's against it. Yay, okay. 1 and 1.
I don't like
I'm
it.
for it. Is
I
it
don't
okay?
like it. I don't like it. I feel like it's forced.
Yeah.
Out of all the teams to go to, is the Lakers really like a contender or something that I don't know about?
Not in my eyes.
I think they can be. I think it's a process. It's brewing.
I don't see it.
Couple year experiment.
They ain't got no
Exactly.
money.
Over 2 or 3 years though? Over a 2 or 3 year period?
You. So Paul George just re-signed with OKC, so he's gone.
OKC, he's going back.
Chris Paul just re-signed with Houston.
Yeah.
So OKC still got their big 3. Houston is keeping their.
Wow.
Hey, but did y'all see that LeBron's somebody was going on Paul George for actually for re-signing with OKC?
No.
Somebody went on him.
Yeah. This was the other day. Dude went on Paul George when Paul George announced that he was going back to OKC. Like LeBron, so obviously Paul George and LeBron must have had like a pact or something to go to LA together. But since Paul George pulled out, like LeBron's one of LeBron's friends was going on him on Twitter, I think.
Pause. He pulled out. Go ahead.
But you think about it though. Think about it. They have who else do they have? He's gonna be by himself anyway. I mean, he's going to the Lakers. Who they got? Ball? He hurt.
Yeah.
Hey, he was told
I don't think he's that good.
But they say Ball is supposed to be.
it.
He's supposed to be available by camp.
I got him.
Got 2.
Oh, my man ain't got no socks on.
Oh yeah.
No socks on.
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah, they still ain't fixed that glitch, man. I don't like that.
What
But
glitch
yeah,
was that, Corey?
the no sock glitch.
Oh yeah.
But that was a great play though. Oh, let's
Sound
go.
wrong.
Hey, but see that I think about it. I don't like LeBron mixed with Lonzo. So what? Lonzo gonna play off ball there?
He can, but he can hit the open shot. That's all you have to do with LeBron is hit an open shot. He can hit an open shot.
Well, it ain't gonna be Lonzo.
Nah, it's not going on, man.
Not a
Like
lot. Now he's not a volume.
that's
He's not a volume scorer. I
he's
wasn't
not a
suggesting that, but
scorer at all. I don't know where y'all got this
he can
perception.
shoot an open jump shot.
No, he can't.
That's what he does.
I'm telling you, I've never seen him.
Let's go.
He can't shoot. He can't. I mean, so he shot worse free throws than Shaq. That's bad.
Well, that's it. I mean, yeah, okay. He might not get to the line a lot if that's what you're
Because that's
saying.
a free throw is an open shot.
Good block. Good defense.
You telling me shooting
I don't
worse
know.
shots
I
than
don't think
Shaq?
they were asking him for a lot of offense. And then Kyle Kuzma is good as well with that stretch four position.
Yeah. Well, I said Kyle Kuzma. Yeah.
But I think the Lakers
you,
got to get Kawhi, right? I mean, to be for real contender, they need another superstar.
Yeah, they have to get someone else. Yes, they have to get someone else to be a contender. We're looking at maybe like a 3-year plan or something.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it doesn't say they would have to turn up the heat to get Kawhi or turn up the heat to get Boogie.
Yeah, I heard the
that's
rumors.
The way I said it.
Yeah.
The rumors that signing trade
on a short max.
But all they got is what, Luol Deng?
Yeah, Luol Deng.
Yeah,
Try to get rid of that contract.
That and then one of the young guys.
Yeah, they're gonna have to get rid of Kyle Kuzma if they get in it. If they want a legitimate another star on that team, because they can't sign anybody. Or would they bring Dwight Howard back?
Yeah, they could add him.
Yeah, that would be good. Yep, play a role like DeAndre Jordan.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Good.
Oh. Why did they make me do that?
I don't know. Back of his layup or something. Oh, he snuck back.
Get out of here.
Good block.
I appreciate the coverage. Thanks for the help.
I don't know. I think the Lakers really they started this, but I don't know how this is going to end. They need to add someone. If they're going to go after Kawhi, they're going to have to give up a lot of these assets. They're going to have to give up draft picks. They're going to have to give up Kuzma, probably Ingram with Kuzma, and maybe 2 draft picks.
But if you have to give up Ingram and all this, I don't think it's worth it.
Kawhi? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my fault.
Nah. And that's just the thing because LeBron's so ball dominant. Oh Lord. How this is dynamic. I mean, yes, I know LeBron's a pass first guy, but he's still ball dominant. So I don't know. Ooh, nice.
Good play.
So I don't know how well that's going to suit with other guys who want the ball.
He told it. He said he'll play off the ball. I mean,
He did it in Miami.
I don't believe him.
He did it in Miami.
Did you believe? Did you believe?
Yes,
did you believe that Chris Paul can share point guard duties with James Harden? Because pretty much Chris Paul need the ball in his hand. James Harden need the ball. They split rope. They split time going there.
Yeah, they made it work.
But James Harden can catch and shoot too. James Harden can catch and shoot.
James Harden needs the ball in his hand. He's a ball dominant guard.
Damn.
Just
They
like
both
Paul
are, but they learn how to play with on the same team together.
Oh. Let's go.
But the West is gonna be, where all the action is.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, I was about to say that leaves the East wide open for the my Wizards. But
76ers maybe. Boston.
Yeah, and Boston.
It's 76ers Boston. And
That's it.
Ain't nobody.
Well, I mean, Celtics.
Nobody.
Yeah, because the Wizards maybe first round, and then we don't even know how good Milwaukee's gonna be this year.
That's true.
Milwaukee is poorly constructed. Like they're a team that's just going to make the playoffs, but they can never do any noise just because they have too many similar players. I don't see them going anywhere. Like
Damn.
I mean,
Giannis is excellent. Giannis is excellent, but I don't think he can do it. With that current cast. I think they need to spread it out a little bit more. Get that out of there.
I mean, I thought it'd help having that extra scoring, that additional scoring with Bledsoe, and then you got a decent rebound in Henson. I mean, they have some pieces.
No, they definitely have pieces,
Middleton
but
as a
they need a
spot up shooter.
facilitator.
the thing is, Middleton was hurt the majority of the season,
Yes, he
Hmm.
did miss a lot of
and,
time, and
and,
that's
and
the best
Parker
shooter.
and Parker was hurt as well too. They can stretch the floor.
Hmm.
Like Parker reminds me of Melo, but he can't manage to stay healthy.
Mm.
But if they
Yeah, I was
can
about to
like,
say, yeah, I completely gave up on Jabari Parker.
if he could ever stay healthy, but he's a free agent this year anyway too. So,
You think
but
anybody
if
gonna seriously pick him up and give him a shot? 'Cause, I mean, that injury history, man.
Come on, Corey.
I mean somebody will give him a shot.
Good take.
Good screen.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get that shot because you can't pass up on his size and skill set. It's just man, them injuries, man. It's hard to get a gauge of what his game really is because it's changed every year since he's been in the league because of who they had to draft because of his injuries.
Come on, Mister 95 95 overall. That's a foul. That's foul.
So let's talk about the Wizards' lack of participation in this free agency period so far.
You talking about
My bad.
Ernie's
I was
lack of participation,
Yes, yes. Let's
and
give
the
him all the
fact that
fun facts.
that's pretty much who he is, and since he's got here,
The
Hmm.
odyssey of Ernie.
this
Him
Mr.
wanting to have these guard-heavy, shooter-heavy offenses.
Mr. Secret Extension himself.
Hmm.
'Cause obviously, he's not getting paid
Mister, I
to
have
put
private
together
pictures with Taliosis.
something.
Oh yeah, they're buddies.
Hmm. Yeah, man. Because I don't see how you can be the GM of a basketball team, the head of basketball operations since 2003. 2003, and you don't have a single Eastern Conference Finals appearance on your record.
Was it 16 years?
Yes,
Damn.
dude. Dude,
Been
I
here
was
a
already
long
graduating
time.
high school when this guy when this guy took over. Like that's how long ago it was. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, and he's been rewarded for what?
Mediocrity.
Building a bad team and then being able to fix it to being bad again.
And build uh-huh. That is crazy. That run has to be unprecedented, man. I don't think that's ever happened in the history of sports ever.
The longest run of mediocrity by one
Yes.
individual.
Yes.
I wouldn't say that.
I mean, he's getting rewarded.
Who,
Like,
who,
there's only what, three other GMs that have been a GM as long as him, and they
that's it.
have all
And
at
won
least been to
championships.
a yeah, won championships or at least been to the finals. Like, this is what is he getting rewarded for?
All right.
Because it can't be
Fuck
basketball,
out of here.
but
Yeah.
it's cool.
And
You know,
when
he
he
got
get rewarded for drafting John Wall #1 when he was the hands down consensus #1 pick.
right, but
Yeah.
then surround him with what?
Bradley Beal, who was the #3 pick.
Which again, if you're gonna put those two guys together, then where's your big? You gonna get Porter? Like, that don't make sense.
Yeah.
So now you
It
invested
makes
in
it makes zero sense.
three perimeter guys, all your money, and with Porter should have never been maxed, by the way. That
Right.
that didn't make any
That was a
sense.
force.
Complete force. There was no reason for that.
He must have
None.
been scared of someone in our division would have gotten him.
Well, Brooklyn had offered him that much money,
Hmm.
and we should have let them
So,
have him. But see, it's funny because Ernie can't bring big free agents in here. They don't even want to have a conversation with him. And it's not just like
nope.
when Durant said he didn't want to visit Al Horford. Remember Al Horford said that
Well,
the
actually,
Wizards had
actually,
they had a better roster than Boston, and he still chose Boston over us because of Ernie. That was like the difference. It wasn't the
yeah,
roster. It was the
yeah,
person that was in charge of the roster.
yeah, which is terrible.
Good board.
Let's go.
Ooh.
Good board. Yeah, that's crazy. And then also too, he said that he chose Boston because they had the Dominican population, stuff like that.
Yeah, he did say that. He liked
mm,
Dominican food.
yeah,
That's what he is.
If you
Whatever.
earn it, Ernie, man, take them to where they at. What are you talking about? DC got them.
I know. But it's just crazy to me that Ernie's biggest free agent signing since he's been
It's
here.
on me. My bad.
You good?
Yeah, Ernie's biggest free agent signing since he's been here has been Gilbert Arenas, and that was because Gilbert Arenas decided to do the opposite of when he what came up on the coin flip.
Gilbert
That's
Arenas,
damning.
man.
That's damning. When you know what I'm saying, your prize free agent is your first year that you took office,
And that's it.
and that's it. Like that's pretty amazing. That's amazing. Oh, let's
You
go.
take.
Oh, goaltender. There we go.
Go. Man, it's sad, man. It's sad. You know, it's hard. Yeah, to see July 1st and see all these big name free agents pop up, and then your team has zero shot at getting them. Man,
I
that's
mean,
frustrating.
zero shot. And
Zero shot.
not because your team don't deserve it.
Yes.
It's because the person that's in charge is just not capable of
No.
being able to pull it off.
Let's go.
I like it.
That's sad. That's sad.
No, it
Oh
ain't sad.
man.
It's depressing, to be honest.
Yes. Yes.
Because you look
I
at the
mean,
track record. I mean, every year either a horrible draft pick or a horrible trade.
but this is the first time they made a draft pick since 2015 or 2014. So,
And then they pick up a wing, and then you're gonna keep Otto and Oubre. That don't make
that's a,
sense. You-
it doesn't. It really doesn't.
And then the
For his
second,
philosophy, the type of. Go ahead.
and then the second round, you skip Alphabet's little brother.
Oh Lord.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you
Oh
take a
Lord.
flyer on that? Why wouldn't you take a flyer on that? Just in
Young
case.
Antetokounmpo.
Just in case
He
he
turned out to
happens.
be 75% of his brother.
Yeah, just even if he's a percentage of who his brother is. That's better than anything you could stash away in Europe, which he loves to do. People
Oh
talk
my
about
God.
Sadaransky like he was a success story. No. Yeah, I'm glad he made the roster. He ain't no all-star.
Right. Let's see how many Euro players has Ernie drafted? And how many panned out?
I was traumatized by Vesley.
I mean, he's
Shoot, I
drafted quite a few, to be honest.
Hey, but this not over him, just everybody. I mean, remember Peter John Ramos? Like, yes, that guy was an
Yeah,
actual member of the
the
Washington
the
Wizards.
center.
He was like
I remember
7'5" for
that.
no reason. He was like
Did he
7'5" for no reason.
did he ever play?
He played a few games, and he was terrible. He was terrible. Let's see who else. What was it? Vladimir Vambadinko was whatever his name was.
Man,
Polipico, whatever.
Pot- Potapino? Yeah.
Ah,
Hey,
He drafted McGee, right?
yeah, he drafted JaVale McGee. And JaVale McGee was very mature
and
when he was
Young.
drafted.
woo,
Let's go. And Nick Young.
and Nick Young, and
Yeah.
well, I guess they couldn't get nothing out of those players.
Well,
Yeah.
they got more out of
Everyone else
Nick
can.
Young But the thing about it was that team was very immature. Like when your leader was the head prankster,
Right.
everyone followed suit. Like like everyone followed suit. RJ Blatch, JaVale McGee, Nick Young. They were considered the jokesters of the NBA. Like everybody was considered a clown at
And
that
Nick
point.
Young learned from him directly. Gilbert was like a
Directly.
mentor to him, so
Yeah.
he was the same kind of clown at first.
hmm I mean, no, let's not get it twisted. Nick Young is still a clown, but he's the
Oh
NBA
yeah.
champion clown. He's the NBA champion clown now. So
Jeez.
like, but that's the thing. Nick Young always took his game serious. He's just the beater. Just doesn't. It just always seems like he never cares. Oh,
Mm.
hey. This is me never seems like he never cares. He always took his game serious though. That's what I always respected about Nick Young. It's just the dynamic that was built here, where you had all jokesters, that just never was going to work. It just never was going to work, which is sad.
Well, I mean, they also needed a change of scenery when Jordan came here as well too. I mean, a lot of the players here when Jordan played didn't like playing with Jordan, and they were just ready to leave. I mean,
Yeah, and then,
especially your Rip Hamiltons, um, and
but
those
Jordan
guys.
traded away Rip though. Like they traded away Rip that Jordan's second year to get Jerry Stackhouse,
Yeah.
which is crazy. Which is crazy if you really think about it. Like you get rid of Rip Hamilton, who improved every year, every single year, increases in his point total. You know what I'm saying? Increases
Good
production,
defense.
good block, and then you trade him for an agent Jerry Stackhouse.
Yeah,
Let's
for real.
go.
Yeah, I mean, again, I mean, we can talk about Ernie all day, but I mean, the owner has,
Yeah.
some say so in this too.
Yep.
Man, I think Ted is being held hostage.
He must got some photos of him doing
He
something.
has some photos.
They
He has some
they
type of
church
dirt on him.
buddies.
Yeah, that's something. It has to be. I've never seen this. Never, never. Man.
Somebody getting scammed out of their money right in their
Yes.
face.
Yes. I just want to write a letter to Ted. Be like, you really like giving up money every year, $1 million
I mean,
every year to
he
guys
must.
out
He reminds me of Dame Dash. He's the Dame Dash of the NBA. Like,
Oh man.
he makes everybody else rich and famous,
hmm
but they never ever return the the investment to him. Like, you know how many people Dame Dash has made successful,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
and in return, people tell them to kiss their backside.
Right.
And that's how the owner is in DC.
Yeah. That is funny. That is funny. Especially with the recent news going on with him and Lee Daniels. Oh man. That is funny. Oh man. Oh yeah. Oh, let's go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's bang bang. Oh, give me that. Man, that is funny, man. Hey. Oh,
He try to get his back
that
from
was a
earlier.
nice comparison. Yeah, that was a nice comparison. Will. Like that.
Good board.
Oh
Oh,
no.
help. Left side. Bang.
That's a two. That's a two. That's a two.
But man, this free agency has been crazy. OKC. I don't know what they're
OKC
doing.
would not be a contender.
You don't think so?
Nope.
Another year
Nah, I don't think
together?
so either.
Nope.
I don't know, but I don't believe in that.
Melo's
With
declining.
Russ? Yeah, obviously him. That's true.
Well,
The rest
I
of the
don't know.
team
I
got
don't
young
know.
around him.
Yeah, I don't know if per se Melo's decline as far as game wise. I just think Melo's in a role. I think Melo's in a role that's not suited for him because like Melo is ball dominant. Melo needs shots. He needs volume shots. And last year Melo did conform, and he had to become a spot up shooter. And I think maybe another off season of him working on this catching and shooting would do them good. but I don't I don't like any team that Russell Westbrook is the head of.
I mean, I get it,
The
but
gunner.
Melo averaged almost 20 shots a game. It ain't
Exactly.
like he wasn't getting the ball,
Right.
Yeah.
and that whole spot up, all that spot up
Listen.
shooting. Oh, come on, get here, come get here, come get here, come get here. Yeah, all that spot shooting, like he was just. I mean, even when he got the ball, my thing is like he could have just posted up or did anything. It ain't like they got
Yeah.
a dominant post player at OKC. He just, I mean, at this stage of his career, Melo's is not the same player as he used to be. And I mean, to be honest, it's a very disappointing career. I mean, he chose, I mean, the money over winning. Period. So
Yeah.
which I mean, I don't blame him. I mean, I want everybody should get paid for what they do, but I don't think he came into the league wanting to win at all.
I think so because remember, Carmelo came to the league and he took Denver in his first season. They had the number 3 overall pick. He took them to the playoffs in his first season. Like with guys like Vincent Yarborough. Like, come on now.
Just think if
They
Like
he
were
as a
didn't,
only
rookie.
losing to people like the Lakers with Kobe.
right?
Yeah,
Just
Like LeBron didn't even take the Cavaliers to the playoffs to his they were third and fourth season.
and can you imagine if he'd have went to the Pistons where he was supposed to
Man,
go? They didn't pick
that
up
team
the
would have been crazy.
if they didn't pull a Ernie and get that
Right,
foreign
that team would
guy.
have been crazy.
Darko Milicic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Darko.
Darko Milicic. Yeah.
Yeah, I
hmm
forgot his name. How long was he in the league?
About 5 seasons.
Yeah, I forgot all about him.
A cup of tea.
That was such
A
a
cup of
waste.
tea. hmm Yeah. At number 2 though. At number 2, well, you had the likes of Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. Like, dude, you had legit Hall of Famers in that class, and you picked Darko. You should know by the name alone, Darko. Say he won. Oh, good take. Man, it's just I don't know. The NBA is a crapshoot sometimes, man. You know.
Yeah, but you say that, but really, there's a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? There's sensible moves that could be made, and picks and free agent acquisitions that I just feel like are ignored because either guys are overthinking or they really just don't understand chemistry. They don't understand how players play, how basketball is played. Because again, There's no way that Ernie can think that the way the roster's built right now, that this is, will have any success
Yeah.
whatsoever. It's just
Yeah.
not. And then, for him to be content and just watch free agency year after year. Now maybe he's not attracting free agents, but if that's the case, he gotta go, man.
Yeah. You have to go because if your team cannot become better, if your team just is like it's sad when you can't get 50 wins. When you can't get 50 wins in the NBA, it's sad.
That's a lot of
I
wins,
would, I
though.
would, I wouldn't say that's like common. I mean, it ain't like too many teams that actually win 50 games.
But I mean, but to get like they've been on the cusp of it, but they can't get 50 like 50 like you
I mean,
can't
if
put a
you're
roster
consistently
together to
not,
win you 50 games.
yeah,
Let's
but
go.
if you're gonna be a GM for 16 years, you would think at least a couple times, right?
150 season, like
Yeah,
151
just one.
season.
Can we get one?
Give me one.
Give me 16 years. I'm sure I can figure it out eventually. Even if I don't know what I'm doing at
Exactly.
first, I'm sure I can figure it out. What do they say? It takes 8 years to master something?
Yes. That's on the school scale though. So Ooh, good shot.
That was a
Yeah,
tough
man.
shot.
It's just hard. Oh, you like oh oh. It's
I,
okay. We got a minute
yeah.
to 4 left. We up 11.
Right.
Yeah, it's just
Actually, I was gonna throw move too.
No
Yeah,
boy. Oh, here they go with that crap.
yeah, free agency, and then I don't know what the Spurs are gonna do. If I'm the Spurs, I'm making a trade. It just doesn't make sense to
you
hold. I
have
know
to.
Right.
I know you can hold on to him and Kawhi and try to, I don't know, I guess teach him a lesson or something. I don't know what you'd be doing, but it it just get if you can get Kuzma and Ingram and some draft picks, I think that's a win. Granted, you're gonna have to
Yeah,
play them. You gotta play them every year, but
your pop. Your
yeah,
pop.
you'll figure it
You
out.
supposed to be able to get the pop. Yeah, you supposed to be able to get the best out of them. Oh,
Oh, they hate it.
I try to sneak that one in there.
Yeah.
My guy cherry
oh,
picking because I was strapping him. Mr. 95 overall. Trash.
it's
And one.
eight. His name is Snacksville.
Not today.
Not
Not
today.
today.
Hmm. Yeah.
hmm
And all
Yeah.
their investment, yeah, all their investment are wings. All the investment are in the wings, the perimeter.
Yeah.
It's all about the perimeter. Who cares about the center? And the funny thing is, they spend all that money on Gortat and Mimi. We won. Let's go. We're gonna stay in. We'll keep it going. But you just, it's like they call it an investment if they spend, 13, $15 million on a center. But if that center cannot produce, that's a waste of money.
If the center is a flat-footed, non-athletic person, like why do you spend the 15 minutes? Just because the salary cap went up, so you just had to justify just spending any type of money? Like that makes no sense whatsoever. I'd have stashed that money. I'm like, y'all Mahimi, you want how much for a season? Get out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? 5 billion. Here you go, 5 billion per season. And you lucky you getting this.
And hold up,
For your production.
they can stash Europeans. Why can't they stash the money?
You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And plus they always trade second round picks for cash consideration. I never heard that before. Like how you gonna keep trading a second round pick for cash considerations?
And you,
So
that's true.
right.
But when your
hmm
franchise player, your point guard says, "I we need an athletic big," and
Don't
you
you?
just you
Wouldn't you
just
listen to
ignore it,
that?
huh?
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Oh, because they got
Because
photographs.
because the top guy.
They got photographs. Something has to do with money laundering. Something. It's something. They have something on them. Like I
It's
trust them.
something, yeah. Yeah,
It's
but
something bad.
when your top guy maybe constantly vetoes everything that you say, then
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's why I'm so frustrated. And that's exactly why I'm so frustrated. Yeah, yeah. It really does, man. It really does, and that's why it's so frustrating because we can't put our finger on it. You know, you can't put your finger on the post because you're like, my bad.
You good?
Because you think you sit here looking and it's like, yo, this should be common sense. It should, you know, but it's not common sense. You know, it's like you just left wondering like, what happened? What wrong?
Is the mob a part of it?
Maybe I think so.
Like,
Some
I
underground
mean,
policy scheme.
the most frustrating thing about it is that I mean, as fans,
Right.
I mean, this is just fans in general. We continue to support the team no matter what, and through you know through these I can see suffering 2, 3, 4 years. Having young teams not having the talent, but 16 years like that's I'm not sitting around for 16 years hoping and praying that they get a draft pick right and they can get a free agent to come in. The crazy thing is this is still Washington D.C.
Hmm.
It's still a market.
Right.
Like as much as everybody want to go to LA and all that stuff, we have just as big of a market in LA.
And
Like
you know what's crazy? You hear players all the time saying they love coming to DC. They love coming to DC. So that's so I'm like, how can you not use that to your advantage to get somebody to play here when these athletes, you know what I mean, rate DC as one of their top cities to visit. You know what I mean when they're playing. So it's crazy. It's
Maybe it's different, like visiting here than just having to live here and deal with this media though. That's a different. We have a different kind of media here.
But that's the thing. No, because we're not worse than New York media. We're not worse than LA media. You know what I mean? Like we're like a top six media market. So
Top
so
four, three. We were pretty bad.
I was being general with top six, you know, so just because this the you know, what I mean, if there's another market in there that treats you know, what I mean, treats their proteins a little better. But our media doesn't bash the team unless they're doing wrong. You know what I mean? Unless they're doing bad. For the most part, our media is always you know what I mean fun to deal with. And if you think about it, our media personalities go on to do national you know what I mean national jobs like for ESPN and Fox Sports and what's the other one? Yeah. So I mean, our
Well,
national
ESPN.
But
personalities
that,
go
but that
on.
wasn't
So
that wasn't that wasn't an indictment on the journalists themselves. It was the fact that the lifestyle here just calls for a lot of attention because of where you are. They can't do anything. I mean, the younger players is especially hard for them. They're in the clubs
I
and the
would call an
bars.
indictment on the journalists. Some of the journalists that came through here didn't really care about the town.
Right,
Uh,
because they wasn't
they,
from
they
here.
they
Yeah.
they weren't from here. They ripped the town. They ripped the teams. They ripped the ownership. They they
Yeah,
just
you got your
didn't
Michael
genuinely.
Wilbons.
I mean, they just generally just did not like it here. And for some apparent reason, their careers after they left here got better
mhm,
based on the market of being in Washington D.C.
mhm. But it's crazy to me because the dynamic, like, how come the football players when they come here, they love it here. You know what I mean? And they end up staying. But you know the basketball team, like you can't, like you just can't attract anybody to come to your city.
Because we all know basketball, they got mob ties.
Yeah.
It's serious. Like, and I'm joking about it, but it just feels that way when you constantly go year after year. Oh, I missed that. Year after year, and you still deal with the same problems you deal with 16 years ago. Well, not attracting main free agents, and not even just attracting, having them actually speak to their representation.
Yeah.
They don't even
Yeah.
want to speak.
You can't even get them in a
Like,
room.
can't even get them on the phone. Like, so,
Right.
so with that being said, it's just like, what what
No, it's
what
all.
what needs to be done? I mean, because at the end of the day, I mean, as fans, we can support the team no matter what, but at some point, the team hasn't given us the
Is it
return that
for?
we like. They haven't given us the return in an investment that we're giving to them.
And see now
So
the expectation,
how do we fix this problem?
the expectation number one has to be championship. Like there can't be any other. It can't be this. Oh, we made the playoffs. We good. We're doing going right. Like there has to be accountability, and there has to be a clear goal on where everyone's trying to get to. And if it's not championship or bust, then number one, you got the wrong mentality, and number two, if you're not holding the GM accountable for not getting past, the second round, then I don't know why you keep. Then what's the point? Then you can't hold anybody accountable. At that point, you can't blame it on the players. You can't blame it on the coach. Like it really has to be a situation where everybody involved needs to hold accountable for it. It can't just be just this group or just that group. The GM got to be a part of that. So that's in my opinion. It starts there. I mean, I think as much as we get on Snyder and the Redskins sometimes, at the end of the day, Snyder wants to win a championship. Now,
Yes.
he may not know how to do it, but there's no question he has swung for the fences. He didn't spend big money on free agents. He's tried to build through, now they're trying to build through the draft, which is a new approach for him, or for his organization. So he could be a bad person, or he may not be the greatest of owners in the world, but at the end of the day, he cares, and that you can't take that away from him. Because he tries. You can see the attempt. With the Wizards, I just don't see the attempt.
And remember, everybody used to love Uncle Ted. Yeah, we called him Uncle Ted. You know what I mean? Because we thought he was all about, winning and doing what it needed to take to win.
Well, he was for the Capitals.
Now,
The Caps.
nah, remember, remember because he kept the same GM in charge of the Capitals for years. He said he wanted consistency. Yeah, but
Yeah.
no, I'm talking about before the Capitals were good. He kept management in place for a long time. I mean, to the point where I think it was too long because if you look at it now, how many championships could Ovechkin have won and he made a change to the GM, you know, and we could have got these hardworking teams in a lot earlier, as opposed to just winning the President's Trophy every single year without getting to the Stanley Cup. Like, yes, they finally broke through and won it this year, but look how many years it's been. I mean, Ovechkin's been in the league 13 years already. You know,
Never knocked,
so
never knocked the process though.
no, not knocking the process, but 13 years before you get your first championship, and you know what I mean, because you stayed status quo, you kept the same people in place. Like, it's good, but it's bad because okay, yes, you took the model of I don't want to be like the cartel with the Redskins and changing my coaches and changing my GMs every 5 minutes. But still, at the same time, after four to five seasons, if that guy's not producing for you, then hey, move on to the next.
And
Like
I
nobody's going to knock you for
and I
for moving on to the next plan after 4 or 5 years.
yeah, and I just never heard anybody really knock the Capitals because they were having bad pass because they were making bad moves. Like I didn't hear like, oh, that was a horrible trade, or this guy's a bust. Like, they were hitting on their draft picks. Some of the trades were actually pretty good. It didn't result in championship, but it wasn't like the guy was terrible. It wasn't like they.
Oh yeah, no, they were definitely good. They were definitely good.
They just
It's just the fact that
they couldn't put it
they
together.
were saying that they were saying that yes, they would get a lot of scoring. They had a lot of scoring power, but they weren't deep. You know what I mean? They didn't have the line depth that they needed in order to go to the top. And that, the GM was getting blamed for that because it was like, yo, we need to strengthen up the middle. If you strengthen up the middle, you know what I mean, then and strengthen up each line, then you have a better chance of winning the cup. And for a long time, it was all the focus was on scoring. We just want to outscore you. We want to outscore you. Yeah, it worked in the regular season, but when it came to postseason, with these teams that were deep and what I'm saying, and would punch you in the mouth, that whole flashy scoring thing went right out the door. And that's why so many years they was losing. But this past season, when they toughened up, they strengthened up the middle, and they made the necessary changes. They won the cup.
Mm.
So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it takes for you to just change your philosophy just to give it a try. You know what I mean? To see if it actually works. You don't have to be stubborn and bullheaded to say, no, it's gonna be my way. I'm gonna win this way. You know what I mean? Regardless of what anybody else thinks. That's like the definition of insanity. You gonna keep doing the same thing, hoping it sticks to the wall? Like, no. And that's what Ernie's doing. He's doing the same thing year after year after year, hoping it sticks to the wall. And his best team was with the New York Knicks in the mid '90s.
Mm-hmm.
My fault. My fault. My fault.
You good? And at least they had Marcus Camby. I mean, they may not have had he was old, but it wasn't like they still had Ewing, but they have but he was hurt in the
Yo was
finals.
old. Yeah, Yo was old.
Marcus Camby wasn't that old with the Knicks.
When they went to the finals, he wasn't
Nah,
like
he wasn't,
he
he
wasn't
wasn't
the young.
old with the Knicks.
He
Nah, he
was
wasn't old with the Knicks, but he was hurt. Remember, he had all them injuries, so he looked older than what he was.
he looked old going against Duncan, that's for sure.
Yeah, but remember, he was only like 25 at the time.
Oh, my bad.
Go ahead and say it, Jay. Like,
Go ahead, just say it.
I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it.
No.
Mama
But yeah,
no.
I mean, I get it.
I don't, man. I don't.
I mean, I'm not talking
Um,
about the drafting or
uh,
the non-free agent.
we out.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
Oh man, that's not what I was trying. Oh yeah, here we go.
no where
Oh
Oh,
my
let's
goodness!
go.
I
I'll
meant to do
clown
that.
It's a
David.
dead man. It's a dead man on the court. Somebody get that dead body. Somebody get the dead body. Y'all want to see a dead body?
Turnover.
Oh,
Yeah, we here. We here.
Good
Don't get
defense,
me
y'all.
wrong.
no, that's a block. Oh my god.
Dude, that's my first personal though.
I see
Yeah,
dead people.
man.
Hey, foul
I
him
see
again.
dead people. Did he finally get up the court? Yeah, he can't carry. Mm-hmm.
Foul him
Time of day,
again.
please.
I'm only at 85 with no badges. All good. Still hooping.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
There it is.
What? And I talk shit to him.
Uh-oh.
So I'll say this just to kind of wrap it up a little bit. Um, that the free agency so far has been fun. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of team the Lakers can put around LeBron. OKC's going to be back pretty much with the same squad. Houston, they can keep Capella, same thing. And then the
Uh-huh.
East is, Philly and Boston, and Ernie's trash. And I mean,
Oh, also too. Lance Stevenson just signed with the Lakers.
really.
Wow,
Yes.
that's a good move.
So
Yep.
basically, LeBron had a problem with Ball, and he had a problem with Stevenson. And he about to team up with both of them.
Yep.
When did they have a problem with Lonzo?
His
Yeah, I don't
Nah,
father,
remember.
nah, he gave him
remember
advice. He
I don't.
gave,
his father was talking trash. You don't remember that? He was
but nah,
like, he said,
I
keep
don't think
my.
he ever did like.
He said something about his father. His father. He had a problem with his father. His father said something, and he took offense to it. He just said he thought he went too far. I don't know if it
Okay.
was something about his son or something, but it was personal. He basically just wasn't.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
remember that?
It was about his son. Yeah, it was about his son.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he
it was
didn't. He
about
said he
what,
said
what he
keep.
said. What he said, LeBron. He said you think LeBron doing something playing LeBron is coaching up his sons and stuff like that.
Uh,
Cause remember,
That ain't
he
that
was like
ain't
he had
personal.
more time.
That's an example.
yeah, but LeBron didn't appreciate it. He wasn't a fan of
Yeah,
that, of him, mentioning his son. I guess in that way. I guess I don't know, but
yeah,
I remember he said something. He said something about it, like he had a problem. But it
yeah,
wasn't specific to Lonzo. It was his dad.
yeah.
But that's interesting. Wow, Stevenson, man, his free agency is gonna be crazy.
Oh man, I said I told somebody I said, man, don't count Magic out. His name ain't
Uh,
Magic for it ain't it's Magic for a reason. So
He talking
yeah,
about. I guess he don't have to quit. He got his free agent.
Yeah, he got his free agent.
He promised.
oh he ain't done. Trust me, he ain't done.
Mm. They probably do
Cause
fly.
oh
Come on,
It's a
fellas.
it's a battle down there.
All right, I was like, get that,
because
please. My dude was out there on the 3-point line.
because as much as the Spurs want to hold on to Kawhi, it makes no sense.
Yeah, I mean,
No sense to keep on saying,
I think they just don't want to feel like they're forced, to take any trade. They want to get something valuable, and it's the Spurs. Like their moves. It's important for them to make smart moves. They got a reputation.
How they get
Oh,
everything?
I got kicked.
yeah,
How
we
they get
see.
Yeah.
Nah, he didn't grade out. He just got kicked.
No, it's
Hey,
the
but
same. No, I did get graded up.
Yeah, he graded out.
You got a
but
C.
hey,
Not now. You
it's
got
about
C
that
now.
time, fellas. Where
Oh,
Off
you
the
got
top rope,
what's your finishing move?
elbow off the
that
top
that
rope.
Elbow off the
that
top
dunk I
rope.
just had. That dunk I just had was
Is
a
that-
finishing move.
Ugh.
Oh man. Oh.